Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. No updates today, but we're going to get back on to the exciting stuff. And this next product is, I'm going to struggle to get it on the bench, but we're going to do our best. It's something that I probably should have bought ages ago, and I just didn't. I never got round to it. And I finally decided to pick one up. Now, we're not going to be able to do the unboxing on the bench because it's super long, but it's none other than the Tokyo Marui Saiga-12K. So I'll have to talk you through what's going on in this box, because literally it doesn't even fit on the bench, as it almost falls off on the floor. Right, the Tokyo Marui Saiga-12K. So in the box, you guys know what it is, don't worry, I'll get it in frame in a moment. You get the Saiga-12K, you get a gas mag, and you also get the usual Marui box of bits and pieces. You get some BBs, you get a little tool there. I'm not entirely sure what that's for. I'm sure someone will tell me. It looks like a pin pusher of some kind. You get the usual plug from Marui, and you also get a loading adapter. Now, many people have been asking me to do an easy loader for the Saiga-12K, and when I opened this up, I was like, why? So I'm not sure if you guys missed that that comes with it. It could be a thing that people don't look in these boxes. We'll see how good it is. So you get a mag, and we get the Saiga-12K. So let me get this box out of the way. It's going to be a difficult thing to do. Nice box, as always. There's plenty of channels that have covered the Saiga. So this is nothing new. It's just new to the channel. Obviously, we covered the SBS not long ago with James's. So I'm just going to fold the stock here so we can manage to get it in frame. There it is. So WTF is the Saiga-12K from Tokyo Marui. Now, this is a very genius product that they had coming for a while. It did get delayed, and I think a lot of people thought it wasn't going to happen and wondered what was going on, and they were leading us on for a long time. And now that's all calmed down, I think it's a good time to take a look at it. So the Saiga-12K is a gas blowback 3-shot shotgun from Tokyo Marui. And they've done a very ingenious system on how this is achieved. It's kind of a mix of their tri-shot shotguns, you know, sort of their spring and their electric ones, and, you know, their TM AKM series. And there's a lot of differences, don't get me wrong, but they've pulled it off in a very unique way. So you get a magazine in the box, which is a gas magazine, green gas, propane, whatever you want to do. And it's got like a split design system. So on one side, you've got the gas tank. On the other side, you've almost got like a mid-cap magazine. And there's various systems in place as to how this works. You've got empty cutoff on empty. You've got all the good stuff from a gas blowback replica without any of the sort of difficulties that go along with it. So they've had to change the system to be able to feed 3 rounds at a time. I'm not claiming I'm an expert on this platform, but it's very cool the way that they've done it. So what you'd expect, this is a full metal replica apart from the polymer parts where you would normally see them. So grip, stock, handguard, polymer. The rest of it, to be honest, minus little bits here and there, feels completely made out of some type of metal. It's not going to be steel. Come on, guys, it's Marui. And much like the AKM, you can take the top cover off. We've got a nice big bolt there. We can actually extract this very easy, like the AKM. And very, very cool indeed. Now, the differences are, you'll see there is a huge nozzle on the Saiga-12, and we did look at the SBS, which was James's, because he had the Saiga-12, and did he have the? I can't remember if he had the full size first, and then he got the SBS. The SBS on paper sounds like a good idea. It was just ridiculously low powered compared to this full size model. You were talking like 0.4 with highs of 0.5 joules. So it really wasn't great. It had full auto, but most sites won't let you use a full auto shotgun, especially where the SBS would have been great for like CQB. If you could use full auto in CQB as well, that would be amazing. But just on that premise alone, a lot of places aren't going to let you use a full auto shotgun indoors. So it kind of was irrelevant, to be honest, as cool as it was. Now there are modifications and little tips and tricks that you can do to these ones to get full auto, but honestly, I don't think the platform needs it. The one good thing about the SBS was they gave us longer magazines, which have a much higher capacity. I think these are 45 rounds and the SBS mags are 90 rounds, so you're getting double the amount of BBs on the magazine without being double the size. So put the top cover back on here. In fact, before we do that, we'll just take a quick look. So you can see in terms of the hammer, all functions pretty much like a gas blowback. The difference is, however, is you've got this feed system. So you'll have the BBs feed up from this single piece here, like a mid-cap magazine. They'll feed up into the channel, much like the tri-shot shotguns do. And basically this will get pushed forward. You'll see there's some little bars that come in and sort of push the BBs in to the barrels. And the way the empty cut-off mag system works is if there are BBs in front of those bars, it holds it back, which does something with this lever here. So you see that lever can be pushed. When I think when there's BBs in, that lever is solid, and that means it pushes down on this, which you'll see clears the valve to be hit by the valve knocker, that is. So it's going to be putting out a load of gas. From what I've seen across the internet and from people that own these, they absolutely love them to bits. I had to own one. It's just taken me a bit of time getting around to doing so because, you know, we cover loads of cool stuff on the channel. If you want a full breakdown of the parts on this and, you know, top to bottom, in detail, everything, all the fine minute details, Explosive Enterprises did a very good video on this system where they literally pulled the whole thing apart. I don't think I need to do that because, you know, videos like that are already out there. I just thought I'd give you my take on what I feel about the Saiga-12. So we'll get to see how good this loading adapter is. And I don't know if people just don't realise that this comes in the box with the shotgun. I'm not too sure. But you'll see there, you don't need a Jaeger Precision Easy Loader. You've got one in the box, unless you've lost it. So what we'll do, we'll fill this up with some .3s. Fill this up to the top. It's going to take 45 rounds or so. And the biggest thing that I want to find out is, because a lot of people have been saying to me that the Jaeger Precision propane adapter doesn't fill these magazines. A lot of angry people, may I add. So we're going to test it. We'll see if this thing works. Is the nozzle just a little bit too short to get there? I don't know. You do have to make sure that you sort of center it up right. And confirmed, the Jaeger Precision propane adapter fills it just fine. It will be easier with the version 2, don't get me wrong, because you'll have a bit more length on that. It is kind of almost bottoming out there. So we filled it up with propane. We've got the loading adapter that comes in the box with the shotgun. And we can load this bad boy up. So that adapter that comes with it works absolutely fine, as you'd expect. With this, you've only got safe and fire. There's no middle selection. We're going to try chrono it. I know there's a lot of these are difficult to chrono because you can't just load one BB, because then the excess gas goes through the other two barrels and you don't get full compression. The best way that you can chrono these shotguns is by basically blocking two of the barrels. So you'd load it up as normal, you'd block the two bottom barrels, for instance, and let the top one go through. But we're just going to throw it through anyway and just see what results we get, so you guys know what that is. Now, with the magazine, you do have to be very careful when loading it. So you'll get like a false positive lock on them. So you rock it in like that. You'll hear that click. It's not in. You need to wait for that lever to knock back like that. That first click that you're hearing is you're hearing the BB feed open, which is loading BBs into the chamber. So you need to make sure you've rocked it all the way till that bit comes back. Right. Let's run it through and see what we get. We might get a crazy high, we might get crazy low. Let's see what we get. So yeah, it's reading 0.6 joules on a 0.3. 0.8 joules. It might just because the magazine was freshly gassed. 0.95 joules. Let's go one more. 1 joule. We'll keep going till it stops increasing. Yeah, 1 joule. So about 1 joule, which is what you want with a 0.3, if that's doing it correctly. Now that could be a false positive. So let's empty this thing. It is loud, so you can see it. That thing, that thing is smiles all around. That is so cool. You can, of course, lock these if you want to do dry firing. You basically just pull that tab back and it will open the section at the back. We rock in. We'll push that little feeder down first. Make sure you always do that. Rock in. 1, 2. And this thing is so cool. So you probably get a good 2 mags to a fill. You can increase the gas capacity on these magazines. I did it for James's when I had his SBS. You've got the usual tube that comes down into the mag. You can chop it down to what your desired length would be. With this being well, if you've no intention of shooting full auto, you could trim this down most of the way. You're never really going to spit gas, as some people fear. Do what you're comfortable with. So that is the gas mag. So we'll just, now you do have to make sure, because you're going down quite a way through the plastic, through the valve, you just need to make sure it's centered like that and push down. Version 1 propane adapters, Jaeger Precision propane adapters work absolutely fine. You might get a bit more spit, just because, or the nozzle might cool down a bit quicker, but just because it's really encapsulating all that, we should have a bit more more relief on that on the version 2. So a very cool thing, very cool design. Marui just constantly knock it out the park, don't they? Now the inner barrels come to about here. So what's quite a popular thing to do is to change the outer barrels and cut them down. What way is this? I think it's clockwise. So to trim them down, because you don't need a super long barrel. So what I think I'm going to do for mine is I'll be going Lilac short barrel. ITP do quite a nice looking suppressor for it. So I think I'll go for that. And then I kind of want to get like a thin M-lock handguard, which will complete the front end. I've already bought, because I know many people are going to ask the question, I've already bought the AirTac HPA adapter. Just because these mags are so freaking big, like the XM5 mags, they're going to be a bit of a struggle to get in pouches. Yes, there's pouches out there that are going to fit. However, I think for me personally, this isn't really built to be a serious gun. Now, with that AirTac adapter, you can always just remove it and you could go back to gas mags if you're like a milsim or something like that, where you want to be a bit more serious. This is going to be a fun gun for me, so it's not really more aimed towards realism. It's more aimed towards more smiles. So I've got the AirTac adapter. I can use some M4 mags, which are going to be easy to stow in all the gear that I've got. The only thing that I haven't decided on is, to be honest, I'll probably go with like a Magpul style grip here or a Hogue. and the stock. So I'm not sure. There's many stocks that you can already get for this thing. So we'll be interested to see what you guys think, what route I should go down. This, you know, sort of sight that you have on the front of the shotgun. Many people say it's not usable, but I think it is for the type of gun that it is. This one actually looks a bit bent. I don't know if that's normal. I don't know if you can see that. It kind of like bows up. So to me in person, it's like, it's highest here. It's like a big bow. I'm not sure if that's normal. Maybe it is. Maybe it isn't. So yeah, the Saiga-12K shotgun from Tokyo Marui. It's got a load of markings on there, and they've actually put this actually says Marui, which is kind of cool in Cyrillic. Very, very cool indeed. And I just think it's one of those guns that you'll constantly pick up, and if someone was firing that in CQB and I was around the corner, I'd be thinking, what the hell is that guy using? So this is going to be an absolute monster in close quarters. I hope you've enjoyed my take on the Saiga-12. I honestly don't think the SBS is worth the purchase, unless you know, we did try and take a look at the low FPS issue, seeing why it was always at 0.4 joules. We weren't entirely sure. We tried a few things which didn't work. So I think you're better off getting the full size, unless someone out there has already figured that issue out. Obviously, I only had the SBS for so long, so I couldn't really look into it any deeper. So I think you're better off going with the 12K. It's also cheaper. I think this was like this came from I think I bought it from High Pressure Airsoft. It's like $4.75, I think it was. It was the cheapest place. They had a couple of them in stock. So if you're watching this video, be sure to go and grab one really quick, because usually when I recommend places like that on videos like this, they then go out of stock and then I get moaned at. So hope you've enjoyed that. This is going to be an interesting build on the channel. And yes, I know I'm always constantly taking on more and more builds. I think in one of the follow-up videos to this, we'll be taking a look at the AirTac adapter. Is it worth it? How does it work? All that good stuff. But for now, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check out the links in the description if you haven't already. And make sure you join the Jaeger Precision Discord community. And as always, from me and Bench, we'll see you in the next one.